Morning to you. We always make the joke in news that there's a holiday for everything.
Right.
But today is one that is near and dear to my heart, and I think maybe a little more to Chad's heart here.
For sure.
We are joined by Karl Strauss Brewing, Chad from Karl Strauss Brewing, with National IPA Day.
That's right.
Happy National IPA Day.
Happy National IPA Day.
Nice to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Happy to have you joining us. You guys got, what, 9 locations across SoCal?
9 across Southern California, 4 here in San Diego.
And you've got some tasters for us to talk about how to celebrate today specifically, right?
Look, any day is a good day to have a beer.
That's right.
Right? And since we were the first brewery in San Diego, you might as well celebrate with the first and the best, right?
I didn't know that. First one in San Diego.
First one in San Diego, that's right. So we're really stoked to be here for 36 years and just making awesome IPAs. And we brought our 3 best.
I think, and I said earlier, I said hazies are my favorite, but there's a little bit of a differentiation between a hazy IPA versus the typical IPA, right?
Absolutely. There are different types of IPAs that are out there, to your point, right? The Aurora Hoppyalis is a San Diego style IPA. We kind of made it to kind of reflect the city and the vibe that's going on in San Diego. Tower X is a collaboration that we did with a local radio station here. It's a West Coast style IPA, so it's going to have a little more pine, a little more resin to it. And then to your point, Boat Shoes is a hazy IPA, and hazy means that the yeast stays in suspension, just kind of mellows everything out.
You were saying that the hazies are not as native to California, right?
That's right. They started back east in New England, and that's where one brewer said, hey, maybe they made a mistake, who knows, but they kept the yeast in suspension, and it made it hazy, and it kind of took off.
We sometimes have guests on who just kind of showcase the beers, but you're a bit of a historian with the IPAs too. You know the background of how like National IPA Day came about, and really just how IPAs specifically kind of rose to popularity. We were talking about how they're a little bit more difficult to drink. They're not kind of the beers that you're going to want to pound while you're drinking, but they're good to just kind of sit and enjoy. Right?
Yeah, so IPAs are all about the hops, right? And the reason why the hops are so important in an India Pale Ale, which is what IPA stands for, is back in the day, in England, they would get on their ship and they would go around the Horn and go up to India with their pale ales, okay? By the time they got there, because it was such a long trip, the beer had spoiled. And they said, well, shoot, we got to have our beer when we get to India. What are we going to do? Well, hops are a natural preservative, and IPAs also have a little bit of a higher alcohol content than pale ales. So by putting the hops in a pale ale, they called it India Pale Ale. It preserved the beer, made it around the trip to India, and that's how you got an IPA.
Naturally, a group of sailors that were like, we really are going to need this alcohol to last the entire trip.
Exactly.
So tell us about this is the oldest one, right?
Correct. Aurora Hoppyalis came out in 2016. All of these came out of our brew pubs. So we usually do pilot brews or experimental brews at our locations. This was one that was done at one of our locations, and it rose to be our best-selling IPA for a long time. Bronze medal winner at GABF 2 years ago, which is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's great. And like I said, Tower X also came out of one of our locations, but this was a purpose-built beer. We really wanted to do this with this local radio station and say, let's make our best version of a West Coast style IPA. So you know how you taste it? It's got a little more of that piney taste to it.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's got, like, you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Boat Shoes was a contest. We were trying to get the brewers together to say, hey, you guys go and make your version of the best hazy IPA you can. This one came out of our Forest Ranch location, and it's killing it for us right now. We're really, really stoked on that beer.
I was saying, I imagine that the hazy makers are a little bit more, well, the hazy drinkers probably are frowned upon for the people who love the hops, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Frowned upon, not frowned upon. I say drink what you like and just enjoy it.
That's exactly right.
That's all you got to do.
Pick your poison.
That's right.
Tell people at home where they can go for more on Karl Strauss.
Yeah, you can go to karlstrauss.com. You can join us online at Instagram, Karl Strauss Instagram profile. We have happy hour going on right now, 3 to 5. So come on down today. Yeah,
that's a great way to celebrate.
It's
and it's
great.
Warm outside. I mean, you guys, it's the summer months. This is like peak time to go visit.
100%. This is perfect beer drinking weather.
All right, Chad, thank you for being with us
this
morning.